great deal of obsession with greed and making a lot of money. Came into power by saying government was a problem. That's an absolute lie.
It's been called the sci-fi film that exposed capitalism as alien invasion. They Live didn't just entertain audiences, it delivered a brutal critique of Reagan-era economics by revealing that the real monsters weren't from outer space, but from corporate boardrooms, systematically enslaving humanity through subliminal control.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
This tale of homeless resistance fighters, truth-revealing sunglasses, and the longest fight scene in cinema history combined B-movie thrills with revolutionary politics in ways that Hollywood still pretends not to understand. Today, we're putting on those special sunglasses to see past the propaganda and uncover the classified secrets behind the film that dared to name capitalism as humanity's greatest enemy. John Carpenter's angriest film, Class War disguised as alien invasion. They Live emerged from John Carpenter's mounting fury at 1980s, wealth inequality and homelessness, transforming his political rage into science fiction allegory that made economic criticism accessible through alien invasion thrills. What most fans don't realize is that Carpenter conceived the project as his most personal statement about American society's abandonment of working-class people. The adaptation of Ray Nelson's short story, 8 O'Clock in the Morning, provided perfect framework for Carpenter's anti-capitalist message, allowing him to literalize the metaphor of media manipulation and corporate control through science fiction concepts that could bypass typical political resistance. Studio executives completely missed the obvious political commentary, marketing the film as straightforward action sci-fi while ignoring its sustained attack on Reagan administration policies and trickle-down economics. This blindness allowed Carpenter to smuggle revolutionary content into mainstream entertainment without interference. The cast has revealed that Carpenter approached every scene with passionate conviction about the film's political message, understanding that effective propaganda required entertaining audiences first before delivering ideological content that might otherwise be rejected or dismissed. Roddy Piper's Nada, from wrestling ring to revolutionary hero. Roddy Piper's casting as Nada represented inspired choice that brought authentic working-class credibility to the role of homeless drifter turned resistance hero. His professional wrestling background provided physical skills and natural charisma that made the character's transformation from victim to revolutionary feel believable rather than merely convenient. The cast has revealed that Piper approached Nada as someone whose economic desperation and social invisibility had prepared him to see truths that comfortable people couldn't accept. His performance emphasized the character's fundamental decency despite society's systematic abandonment and dehumanization. Piper's minimal acting experience became strength rather than limitation, with his natural speech patterns and unpretentious manner making Nada feel like genuine blue-collar everyman, rather than Hollywood's typical sanitized version of working-class heroism. What most viewers don't realize is that Piper's wrestling persona informed many of Nada's most memorable moments, bringing theatrical intensity and physical authenticity to action sequences while maintaining the character's essential humanity beneath revolutionary violence and desperate circumstances. Keith David's Frank, the reluctant believer. Keith David's Frank embodied audience skepticism about conspiracy theories through his portrayal of a construction worker whose practical worldview couldn't initially accommodate the reality of alien invasion and systematic oppression. His performance balanced reasonable doubt with gradual awakening to uncomfortable truths. The cast has revealed that David understood Frank as someone whose survival depended on not seeing too much or asking dangerous questions, making his eventual conversion to the resistance feel psychologically authentic rather than simply plot-driven character development. David's chemistry with Piper created believable friendship between men who shared economic circumstances but different approaches to confronting systematic injustice. Their relationship represented the challenge of building working-class solidarity when survival required focusing on immediate needs. His character's transformation from skeptical worker to committed revolutionary demonstrated how personal experience of oppression could overcome ideological resistance to radical analysis, making Frank's journey feel emotionally authentic rather than merely politically expedient. The sunglasses that revealed everything. The truth-revealing sunglasses became one of cinema's most powerful metaphors for consciousness awakening, transforming simple prop into symbol of ideological clarity that stripped away illusions, maintaining oppressive social systems. The concept's genius lay in making abstract political analysis. The cast has revealed that filming scenes with and without the glasses required careful attention to performance details that suggested how characters' entire worldview shifted when they could finally see the mechanisms of their own control and manipulation. The fight scene that broke Hollywood rules. The legendary 8-minute alley brawl between Piper and David represented cinema's most realistic and brutal fight sequence, staged with practical choreography that emphasized exhaustion, pain, and the genuine difficulty of physical combat, rather than stylized movie violence. Carpenter's direction of the extended fight sequence served deeper thematic purpose, demonstrating how difficult it can be to force people to see uncomfortable truths about their own oppression, even when the evidence is literally right in front of them. The cast has revealed that filming the fight required extensive preparation and physical commitment, with both actors sustaining minor injuries during the lengthy sequence that emphasized authenticity over safety and convenience. What most viewers don't realize is that the fight's extended length deliberately tested audience patience, forcing viewers to experience the exhausting reality of trying to convince someone to abandon comfortable illusions for dangerous truth about systematic oppression. The hidden messages, subliminal control exposed. The brilliant revelation of obey, consume, sleep messages hidden within advertising created literal visualization of media manipulation theories that had been circulating in academic and countercultural circles for decades before reaching mainstream cinema. The production team's creation of dual-layer advertising effects required innovative practical techniques that made capitalist commands visible without sophisticated digital technology, proving that effective political commentary required creativity rather than expensive effects budgets. The art direction team drew from real advertising psychology and subliminal messaging research, creating fictional examples that felt more authentic than actual commercial manipulation, because they made implicit commands explicitly visible to conscious analysis. The cast has revealed that seeing the hidden messages during filming helped them understand their characters' shock and disbelief at discovering how thoroughly their thoughts and behaviors had been shaped by systematic manipulation they'd never consciously recognized. Alan Howarth's synthesizer assault, music for the underground Carpenter, and Alan Howarth's electronic score created urban paranoia soundscape that perfectly matched the film's working-class themes through industrial music that suggested both technological oppression and underground resistance movements fighting against systematic control. The synthesizer-heavy compositions avoided traditional orchestral arrangements that might have softened the film's harsh political message, instead creating abrasive electronic textures that reinforced the story's anti-establishment attitude and revolutionary energy. The cast has revealed that the electronic score became essential to understanding their characters' emotional states, with the music providing guidance for scenes that required balancing action entertainment with serious political commentary about economic oppression and media manipulation. What most viewers don't realize is that the score's electronic nature reflected Carpenter's understanding that synthetic music suited stories about artificial control systems, creating audio environments that felt as manufactured and manipulative as the alien propaganda dominating human society. Meg Foster's Holly. The collaborator in designer clothing. Meg Foster's chilling portrayal of Holly Thompson revealed the human face of systematic oppression through her character's willing collaboration with alien rulers in exchange for personal comfort and social status within the oppressive hierarchy. Her performance emphasized how economic privilege could make people complicit in maintaining systems that destroyed others, showing how class interests aligned collaborators with oppressive forces regardless of species or ideology. The cast has revealed that Foster approached Holly as someone who genuinely believed that resistance was futile and accommodation was practical, making her betrayal feel psychologically authentic rather than simply villainous plot convenience. Foster's elegant appearance and sophisticated manner contrasted sharply with Piper's working-class authenticity, visually representing the class divisions that made solidarity difficult and collaboration attractive to those with something to lose through revolutionary change. The political commentary. Hollywood pretended not to notice. They Live delivered sustained attack on Reaganomics and trickle-down economics through science fiction allegory that made wealth inequality and corporate control literal rather than metaphorical, creating entertainment that functioned as effective political propaganda. The film's portrayal of homeless camps and unemployment directly criticized Reagan administration policies that had increased poverty and homelessness, while benefiting wealthy elites who profited from deregulation and tax cuts that devastated working-class communities. The cast has revealed that they understood the alien invasion as metaphor for economic colonization, with the extraterrestrial rulers representing corporate interests that treated human beings as resources to be exploited rather than citizens deserving dignity and economic security. What most viewers don't realize is that studios marketed They Live as simple action sci-fi specifically to avoid acknowledging its obvious political content, demonstrating how entertainment industry complicity maintained the very systems the film criticized. They Live's prophecy, the film that predicted our surveillance state. They Live anticipated modern media manipulation and surveillance capitalism with uncanny accuracy, creating fictional scenarios that became reality through social media algorithms, targeted advertising, and systematic data collection that would have seemed impossible in 1988. The cast has revealed that they initially viewed the film's conspiracy elements as entertaining exaggeration rather than prophetic warning, never anticipating how thoroughly corporate interests would eventually dominate political discourse and individual privacy. The movie's second life through internet meme culture introduced new generations to its political message, with phrases like obey and consume becoming shorthand for criticizing contemporary corporate control and media manipulation that Carpenter had identified decades earlier. What most fans don't realize is that They Live's influence extends beyond direct political commentary into broader cultural awakening about systematic oppression, providing vocabulary and visual language for discussing economic inequality and corporate control that remains relevant to contemporary resistance movements. They Live endures as a cult classic because John Carpenter created entertainment that refused to separate thrills from politics, proving that effective science fiction could deliver revolutionary messages while maintaining genre appeal. Piper's committed performance and the film's practical effects grounded fantastic concepts in recognizable economic realities that made alien invasion feel like documentary footage. Carpenter's direction demonstrated that B-movie budgets couldn't prevent serious political commentary when filmmakers possessed clear vision and authentic anger about social injustice. The film succeeded by understanding that the best propaganda entertains audiences while opening their eyes to uncomfortable truths about their own circumstances. Are we living under systematic control that we can't see without special glasses? How much of our consumer culture represents genuine choice versus manufactured desire? Would we recognize if we were being controlled by forces that profit from our compliance and ignorance? They Live proved that sometimes the truth is hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to develop the vision to see it. Subscribe for more analysis that strips away illusions to reveal the mechanisms behind our favorite films. And remember, we're all out of bubble gum.